Hey, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another round of interviews for the Garden State Film Festival 2021. I'm Sophia Parola, and I am here with the people behind the making of the TV show Arthur Futuro. I hope I said that right, and they will probably say it better than I did. So I would love for you guys to introduce yourself and your title in this TV pilot. And let's take it away. Let's start with you, David.
So my name is David Schoner, and I am one of the co-creators of Arthur Futuro and also one of the executive producers and the showrunner.
And I'm AJ Suarez. Hi. Also executive producer, showrunner of Arthur Futuro.
Well, guys, I mean, I had a chance to watch it and I genuinely really enjoyed it, but I would love for you guys to tell everyone who hasn't seen it yet or maybe wants to see it, what is Arthur Futuro? Tell us about this TV pilot.
You want to go first, AJ?
Sure. So Arthur Futuro is a tween pilot for, it follows the journey of a middle schooler who he meets his future self through some crazy technology that nobody understands. And his future self tells him that his friends are no longer in his future and he needs to make some changes now to make sure that his future is safe and the way he wants it to be. And Dave, do you want to say
yeah, well, I was going to say, one of the things, one of the goals that AJ and I wanted to do in this process with creating this show is we wanted to have a tween TV series that actually is serialized. So it's not a freestanding standalone shows. Every episode adds up to a conclusion. And so that was one of the goals. And we also wanted to have a show where tweens were emotionally involved in the content. And so not to take anything away from iCarly or Henry Danger, but they're all freestanding episodes where Arthur Futuro is how you would currently binge something on a streaming service.
Absolutely. And when I was watching it, I realized that I wasn't with any kids or teens watching it, and I genuinely was enjoying it and was interested in what the next episode would hold. And I have to admit, without giving anything away, I cracked up at the end. I love the writing. And I just want to ask you guys, because I know that you have experience in filmmaking and working with a lot of other TV shows, including adult casting. And I just want to know, what is the process of making a show like this, especially with working with a younger cast, and how that is, what's the differences? What was the process like in not only coming with the idea, but just the whole in its entirety, this project? What was it like?
Well, one of the things initially is when I was co-creating it with a creator, it was something that we wanted to do that was a little different. And so the process was, how do you involve kids? And the challenge is obviously working with kids. And it was difficult at times because kids are really, when you're filming and stuff like that, they're limited to the amount of hours that they can work. And AJ could even probably talk about that a little bit more as well.
Yeah, that was our biggest challenge. We, like Dave said, the initial idea for the show started because we wanted to almost do service to kids who pay attention to TV that has like larger themes and broader stories and that kind of thing. So that's where the idea came from, but actually pulling the kids in and figuring out how to make it work with kids was totally new to us. We've only worked with adults previously. So that was interesting. Casting the kids was great. Every kid is excited. so that was the best part. And then once we got into production, there was a lot of like minutia that we had to work through with, there's, different laws and all these different things, but like it ended up being a really positive process because you got to see a different side of filmmaking that not everybody gets to really see, because everybody does stuff, for people like you. So it's interesting working for someone like outside of yourself, like to create a product that's outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, I was going to say, the cast was amazing. The kids were amazing working with them. They were like all in, their parents were all in, and
their parents
they were amazing, and they're really supportive. And what we did is we created a bit of a family in a way where we all knew what the end goal was and what we wanted to achieve.
I'm so happy that you talked about the cast. I was just about to say that. Thank you, David, because I was so blown away by their talent and how individual, like they're just so, each character was so, I could just tell who they were, and I wanted to see their journey throughout the whole episode, more episodes to come. And I really loved the cast, and they were diverse and they were fun and they were talented, and I was genuinely pulled in just with the cast. So like, congratulations. It seems like you accomplished everything that you wanted.
I want to give credit to Ryan Moore, who wrote the pilot. He developed and wrote the pilot. And, AJ and I had a very distinctive vision of what we wanted the cast to be like. And we really wanted the cast to represent our America and how we see America. And it's very diversified. And so Ryan really made it happen.
That's amazing. Congrats to Ryan, because I definitely agree that it was diverse and it was fun, and it was really great. And I just want to ask, so you were mentioning that you have some goals and you want to make a show that doesn't just stand alone, like some shows that we can see on TV a lot. So what are your plans for this? It's just the TV pilot that we'll be seeing at the Garden State Film Festival, but what are future plans? Are we already writing more episodes? And also in this question, why did you want to submit this to Garden State Film Festival? Why is it good for this TV pilot to see a film festival?
AJ?
Yeah, well, we actually, going into it, we actually built out a 4-season plan for the show. We assumed it would be 8 episodes a season, 4 seasons. And Ryan actually wrote a few episodes for us. So we do have some stuff built out, and we do have like a full arc. So we're really excited about people seeing it, and we're hoping to get some traction, because now we're at the point where we just want to see the 4 seasons so we can watch it. Because I think it's really exciting, and I think it's really funny. So I think the more eyeballs, the better.
And one of the great things about the Garden State Film Festival and being at a film festival is you want to have people see your product. And you also love the fact that it could be in a theater or live. I get the dynamics of virtual, and that's also a component of it. But you really want to be in the festival because you want to give also everyone that works so hard on the production, let them get the recognition as well.
Absolutely. And so David and AJ, both of you were talking a little bit before the interview started that you both work closely with Garden State. David, I see you every year I've been there. I've only been there for 5 years out of the 20 years this festival has been going on. And I would love to know, why do you guys love Garden State Film Festival? What do you do when you're connected with them? And yeah, why did you want to submit to Garden State Film Festival specifically? Like, tell me about Garden State to you.
Well, Garden State to me is all about a family. They treat you like family. You become part of the family. And that's why we have filmmakers that come back year after year after year, and also why you want to be there. Because at the end of the day, they are going to have you be part of this family that you always can go back and ask help from.
I love that. I agree. Just like a family. AJ, can you tell us about your experience with Garden State, and what do you do with Garden State?
Sure. So I actually, Dave has worked with them extensively, obviously. And I met Dave, I don't know, 15 years ago.
15 years.
So since then, we've worked together on and off, a lot more on recently. But as I've gotten, our work has gotten closer, sorry, something in my throat. As our work has gotten closer, he's sort of brought me into the fold of Garden State. So I recently was brought onto the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. The work with that has been a little stunted because of the pandemic. But I'm excited to be here. Everybody's great. And outside of that, I do work in film generally. Anyway, that's like my day job. So I do locations work on various TV shows and feature films and stuff like that.
Very cool, very cool. And you mentioned work being stunted because of the pandemic, because of course, I think all of us filmmakers and artists are being a little step back from COVID, of course. And I just want to know your thoughts too, because Garden State Film Festival was the first festival to go virtual after the pandemic, and we're still finding a way to make this hybrid this year, and just filmmakers are still finding a way to make films and make TV shows all during this pandemic. And I would love to ask you guys, how has I mean, instead of obvious reasons, how has COVID affected Arthur Futuro and just your work in general, and why it's also so important for us still to invest in films and support films and try hard to make films during this climate?
Well, I always use the phrase when it has to do with film festivals and COVID and production is you need to stay creatively sane. You know, people that filmmakers, anyone that's involved in the arts on a whole and films, you know, there is a process. There's something inside you that needs to create, and you need to stay creatively sane. And COVID has dampened that a bit because of the inability to interact. This business is all about interacting with others. When you make a project, it's a collaborative effort. There's multiple people that are working on it. And so that's the challenge I think that COVID has presented. And I think also that's why it's going to be great that Garden State is doing some components of in-person this year as state guidelines will allow, because we want to be in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in terms of the like how we react to it as filmmakers, I mean, I have to say Dave is like a genius, because as soon as we couldn't do anything, he was like, I have an idea. And he already like started, the gears started turning on some new idea that we could do in this format. You know what I mean? So balls are already rolling. Like we're already doing things on our next project. And we've been able to, not to steal Dave's phrase, but stay creatively sane by, you know, changing the way we approach projects and creating projects in a new way, you know.
And we're very thankful for that, because I've only seen a little bit of your work, but Arthur Futuro, I can just tell that it was going to go very far, and I can't wait to see these 4 seasons that you have. I want to see it too. I hope that you guys can get back to it. I hope everybody gets to see how amazing this is. And as I mentioned before, I mean, I am in my 20s and I enjoyed it without any kids around, and I can't wait to show it to my niece and nephew when it premieres virtually in the film festival. Like, I just think that no matter who you are, age, race, you have a very inclusive, diverse cast that is going to touch audiences no matter who they are. And I think that's really, really successful on your part, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, really.
Guys. So that's it that we have for the interview today, but you will catch Arthur Futuro virtually in the film festival this year. And congratulations, your success is Garden State Film Festival's successes. We want, obviously, you guys know how much Garden State loves you and your work, so you'll keep coming back. I don't need to tell you. But for everyone else, check out Arthur Futuro and these amazing artists behind the making of it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great
You better pick it up in Mathford. Mr. Jute may kill you if you end up in his class again next year.
Guys, it's nearly 3. We've got to be in aftercare in 2 minutes.
Calm down, Mel. What are they gonna do if we're 5 minutes late?
Oh, thank God, I thought I'd never get you.
Are you that teacher that moved to China or something?
I'm you, from the future.
What?
The future is not great, Arthur. Your friends, Ferg, Ava, and Mel,
Who are you? Who is late?
they don't exist in my future.
Yeah, right.
You need to build an electromagnetic disruptor.
It's a device that messes up electronics.
We're doomed!
We may have to use books.
Step 1. Maintain a low profile. Don't let anyone know we're sneaking out to the media center during aftercare.
Hey, Isabella, we're sneaking out to the media center during aftercare.
First one to tell me where they went gets to play with a hula hoopa. Students, I am here.
I don't believe in people from the future. I couldn't even fathom it.
You have made grave mistake making me your enemy.
High school must be hard. I mean, I don't understand any of this.
Let's go. We don't have much time.
Just promise me you'll save our friends. I'm really bored in the future without them.